It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast, episode 101. Episode 101. Hope you guys tuned in to the episode 100 extravaganza last week, parts 1 through 4, all up there on YouTube for you. Brilliant work done by AKA. Always brilliant work done by him on the video side and audio side, of course. We got that out for you just to celebrate our 100th episode, but for the new year and to commemorate this new podcast that we're on. If you guys didn't know, we switched over from the Best of Bias podcast. We are now Best of Bias podcast. Episode 1 through 98 are over there on the Best of Bias podcast. Episode 98 or 99 through 100 and 101 and all that shit's going to be over here on the Best of Bias podcast. Subscribe to both, download both, listen to all that stuff, because we got brilliant stuff on the other side over there that we did in the past. All the TV shows, all the other Disney Plus Marvel shows, and all that stuff is over on that side. It was brilliant. We spent a lot of time reviewing those shows for you guys, so don't forget to go back and listen. And the Best of Bias podcast is still alive on that side, but we're just over here doing another thing and keeping it going. But today we are talking about Boba Fett, the Book of Fett. We're on chapter 4 and 5. Chapter 6 actually drops this Wednesday, so we're kind of trying to get you guys caught up because we've been doing other topics. But what's up, AKA? You ready for this?
Oh yeah, most def.
We're talking Star Wars today. This is up your alley. So I know the listeners been waiting for us to talk about episodes 4 and 5 of the Book of Fett. So we're just going to start with chapter 4 here. So I hope you guys are ready. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about episode 4, The Gathering Storm, AKA the little overview.
Okay, so this right here is like, I'm taking it. They put it as his last, what they call it, the Banta tank. That's what they was in, right? The thing that's
the water tank. Yeah.
Yeah. So his last vision from the Banta tank is what it seems like. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but every episode is a little more healed up.
Right. Yeah.
That's what that's doing to him. This episode is unique because it actually shows the origins of why he's in that. Because she's the one who actually tells him he needs to get in one. But yeah, this episode pretty much follows its parallels with Mandalorian season 1, and it's showing when Boba Fett actually encountered his sidekick now, Fennec. I can't forget her name. Fennec Shan. So it shows the origins of him. When he was saving her and what happened from that iconic scene when we first saw her laying on the ground and you hear the Spurs walk up and you see legs, but you don't know who it is, but everybody's like, it's Boba Fett. And then of course they confirmed on season 2 that it was Boba Fett. So it goes through all that. It shows that, which is, pretty fan service-ish, if you want to say. Like, I like it. It's like they're doing stuff to connect stuff, which everybody likes. It's also character development and how their relationship started and stuff. So
sure.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a good episode. It goes over him, collecting more teammates. Like I said at the beginning, I knew he was they were gonna be one of those things where it's like him building a family. And that's why I like this, because for the longest, Boba Fett was kind of like this iconic character, more of a look, because in the movies he didn't really accomplish much. If you go back and watch episode 3, 4, and 5, like all he ended up doing was like he was kind of just there, had his own theme music, had the whole get up, and then he got fucking hit by Luke and knocked into the fucking
Starlight pit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So he was more iconic mostly for a look and just the way he like his on-screen presence. But now you actually are giving more of a 3D dynamic of his actual personality and who he is,
right?
And it's giving him a better story. So, I mean, I think I like the way the show's going, and yeah, these last 2 episodes were pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we got to see how he actually responded, because you know how they're doing. You did mention how they're doing flashbacks from back in the past. Now I think this is probably gonna be the last episode they do that. You know what I mean? They're pretty much caught up on his past life. We saw him trying to go and get revenge on the Tuscan Raiders when he was he was riding through the desert on that bantha. That shit moves so slow. You might as well walk. That should be moving so slow. Yeah,
but I mean, but it makes sense because it's kind of like reminiscent of like deserts like over in like Saudi Arabia or Africa where they got the camels who walk slow. Although I had what movie was that? I forgot what movie was it where they were running hella fast. Was it the Mummy? Okay.
When they're racing the horses, the first one, I watched that movie like almost every 2 nights. But whenever they're racing to, I forgot what the place was called, but the first one that gets there, they won some money. So the camels actually won. So camels actually are pretty fast, and they don't need as much water as horses. So I think that's why they're also beneficial in the desert. Yeah. But and the banthas produce milk that they drink.
Oh yeah, that's fucking disgusting. But I mean,
is
it really disgusting? Is it really? Because we drink milk from fucking cows, and you get close on the cows got all kind of snot and shit just come out they face. Oh yeah.
That's the way the Tuscan Raiders, they drank the bantha's milk. That's how they survived in the desert. So it's kind of like a double benefit. You can ride on that thing and it produces milk. But anyways,
well, my question before we go, because I remember in this episode he actually was feeding the bantha. Remember, what he gave the bantha compared to the size of the thing, and I'm like, what the fuck does this thing eat out in this vast ass nothing desert to stay that fucking big? It's like it has to eat something. If we eat sand, I don't know.
And I'm also liking how they're using like actual like seems like prosthetics for like a lot of the shit. Like instead of making it CG. Oh yeah, kind of keeping the old school feel of Star Wars.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They try to like make it look cleaner, but still give it that same feel of like the original puppetry and stuff. So
right, because that scene where he let Black Chrysanthemum go and he ran. You can tell that was a dude in the costume running that shit.
The thing that's killing me about this, and I know it's just like what they can do with camera angles and shit. But every time they show the whole Black Chrysanthemum Wookiee dude, if my recollection is correct, what the fuck was the other Wookiee's name again? Han Solo's Chewbacca was like damn near 7 feet tall, and he was supposed to be a runt. So why does Black Chrysanthemum sometimes look like he's either the same height or shorter than certain people at times?
I don't know. They're trying to do a good job of like showing the height difference. But I remember when he was talking to Boba Fett in the bar, he was like on a platform higher than him.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like when he was talking, when he was in the bar and he ripped that. We can get this a little more detail later on, but he did what he did. That was this episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was this episode.
Okay, yeah. When he beat up those fucking guys who were winning.
Those reptile things.
Yeah, when we'll get into that a little bit too, but when that girl walked up to him, when they showed that scene, she was like the same height as him. So I'm like, how tall is she? I'm confused because Wookiees are supposed to be like ridiculously big.
Well, she looked like she was kind of like to his shoulder. Looking up to him a little bit.
Go back and look at that again. When it shows the scene, she looked like she was about the same exact height as him.
I feel like maybe she hella tall. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Because then after that, when he walks out and he walks past Boba Fett, he looks like he's a foot taller than Boba Fett. So I'm like, okay,
who knows? But that was a cool scene. She tried to let him know, like, hey, you're a gladiator. Everybody knows you're tough. Everybody knows you can beat their ass. You should just let them go, let them have their winning. He was like, nah, still pulled off their arm.
Well, yeah, not only that, but she offered to pay to clear his tab and everything. It was like whatever animosity he had against them or whatever, or maybe they're kind or something.
Maybe it was a bounty or something.
Nah, he was just mad about something.
He just went over there and ripped his arm off.
Yeah, maybe like back when he was doing that gladiator shit, it wasn't like by choice. Maybe he was forced into it, and maybe it was their kind. I don't know the backstory at least. But I mean, that was cool. I was like, I knew he was gonna end up collecting like new characters, and now he got a fucking big ass Wookiee that's like not like a friendly, playful Wookiee like we're used to with Chewie, but
he got electric brass knuckles.
Yeah, he got electric brass knuckles, a big ass scar on his face, and he's always fucking mad. So
Yeah, he'll tear some people's heads off. I don't know
yeah,
if they can show that, but yeah, it was cool. I liked how they showed him like taking Finnick because she got shot in the stomach. So the way that he went to go, I thought she was just an android the whole time. I forgot this whole,
you forgot about this?
yeah, I forgot about this whole part. It's been a while since I saw Mandalorian, but yeah, so they show her going to get modified, and we get a cameo from Thundercat, the guitarist, musician. Well, he's the guy that actually does the modifications. We saw that in that Mo Espa episode where he collected his like biker gang. They were all modified, and they said they were modified by choice. So I guess they're all going to this guy to get modified. I don't know if he had what's his name. I don't know. I think he didn't. The modifier. That's what they called him in the show.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
But go ahead.
that's the scene that I was telling you when when they pulled up the bike that was outside, was belonged to one of the modified gang members that rode with Boba Fett now. But the person who was on the bike or who was next to it wasn't one of the people from his gang. So it was just like, yeah, they most likely either robbed that dude for shit or something, because or maybe they bought it, but they don't have money. So I'm gonna see a gang. They are a gang and they stealing water. So why the fuck not steal a fucking motorcycle? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. But we did get to see a bunch of modifications getting put on people, so we saw how they actually did it. And it made sense because we saw Finnick as one of the modified people in The Mandalorian. So it made sense for there to be a bunch of other people that got modified. And it's actually a thing that people do to either heal themselves or just to give themselves cool modifications, kind of like android people. I mean,
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck these modifications to her stomach did. Because I understand modifications to a limb or a leg, what's a limb too. But like he just put a bunch of electrical shit in her stomach.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Replace her intestines and shit. Now she just has to drink water oil.
Maybe he replaced her spine. I don't know. But I feel like he probably did that from the back. I guess. So,
from the back. No, but yeah. And he was like, we need to put something over that. He's like, and cover up all this fine machinery. Well, nigga, we about to be in the desert.
I was about to say the same thing. Fucking sand and shit.
Yeah, we need to close that up because we can't have a bunch of, you know what I mean. But yeah, after that, they go and get their shit back. Or Mandalorian goes, or Boba Fett goes and gets his shit back, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shows how he got that back.
I forgot the name of his ship. Yeah, damn it.
And was this the same episode where they go try to find his armor in the Sarlacc pit?
Yes, that was the end. Yeah, after they get his after he shoots up those what you call it, he does it.
I forgot what the little biker gang was called that killed the Tusken Raiders. But anyways, they did the little symbols, the little biker gang that they beat up earlier and stole the bikes from. He went and shot them all up. I thought they were actually gonna take some time and get some revenge and shit like that.
Well, I thought there was gonna be more to it, because when he had mentioned to Finnick what happened to the Tusken Raiders, she was like, a biker gang took out Tusken Raiders? That doesn't seem likely. Like why would they have put that in there? Why would they have her said that if there wasn't like right. That's why I think what's gonna end up happening later on is the Pikes had something to do with it.
Right, and it framed him. He just killed the other people, and yeah, that's fucked up. And he gonna have all that blood on his hands.
Mm-hmm. Well, nah, fuck that. You see what they were doing at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
when that kid took him out there and he was like had him digging for that shit, they were fucking beating the fuck out of that family and spray painting their house and they killed motherfuckers. So.
Yeah, for sure, look like they killed motherfuckers. But yeah. So yeah, they got what they deserved, I guess. But after they did that, they tried to go to the Sarlacc pit and get that shit. That was crazy, because didn't he have his armor on when he got out of the Sarlacc pit?
He didn't know though. Remember he like passed out. And then those fucking things came and stripped him naked. So
okay, I was like, damn. So he's shipping going back there like that, because that shit came alive and almost sucked their ass back in, ate the whole ship and shit. And I'm still tripping about how that ship works. Like, it looks like this, like a big ass ship, but like when it's like this, it looks like they ain't got no room in the ship. How do you stand? Like, I don't get how the gravity works in it all. But anyway.
Well, it's supposed to like they show in one of the movies. No. It was actually in season 2
Mandalorian.
of Mandalorian. They
Yeah,
show the inside how it moves around. So you sit in your seat and the whole inside of the ship moves
yeah,
around you. So
yeah. Well, I feel like it's a waste of a ship when you're flying. Like when you're actually in motion, like the whole other side of the ship, the big ass ship, you can't use none of it because you're up and down, right? Like how do you? You have to
well,
be
yeah,
in
but
the.
you're going forward. Like you're flying like this now. So it's
But
like
you
anything
have to
behind you doesn't
be.
matter.
You have to be in the seat while the plane is in motion.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess. Yes.
It's like maybe it's like it looks bigger, but it's still more like a fighter thing. Because if you look at all the old all like Luke's, he has to be in the seat while he's flying too. He
No,
can't
yeah,
move.
but those aren't big ass ships that they be moving around in like that. Those
That's what
fighter
I'm
pilots,
saying.
yeah. I don't know.
His is like it's like more like a fighter pilot thing.
I
It
feel it.
just looks bigger. Yeah.
And when it lands, it can be like a kind of like
Or
a
when it's normal like this, then you can move
right.
around it. But once it goes in
Exactly.
this mode, you got to be in
You
the
have
seat.
to be
Yeah.
in the seat. Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
but
makes
this is also more for like when you're like fighting and shit, like
yeah,
because it's like
because it's blasters and
you
shit.
can move like more like a helicopter, and the other one you move more like a jet or something. So
And he only has like the booster on the bottom, so he can
yeah,
only move so fast that way.
I
Um,
mean gravity doesn't really make sense in Star Wars a lot of times. So
yeah, I guess that doesn't matter. But we do see the epic ass spaceship that gets built in episode 5 that we'll talk about
oh
in a little
yeah,
bit. But yeah, but basically after they get out of the Starlight Pit and basically Finnick just tells Boba Fett she's gonna stick around and shows how
well
she got with them and
we
stayed
kind of
around.
like we kind of went over the whole them breaking into to the Jabba Hutt's palace to get the his
Throne.
ship because that was like a long ass portion of the episode. And that was when Fortuna still was in charge, the one that he killed to take,
Oh really?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it actually gave you
A little flashback.
not even a flashback, no, it actually gave you more pictures and videos of the inside of Boba Fett's castle or
Hmm.
whatever shit is palace because you never really got that before. Normally it just shows like the room, the same room, the room where the fucking Rancor is. That
Hmm.
room. Because
Yeah.
even when they all those rooms they're all like whenever they showed it's always that room.
Yeah.
Even I think even when they were given the feast with the people, that was that room.
They put the TV the table on top of the pit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that's like really the first time that you saw multiple other rooms or areas of his palace, and even show the outside view of his palace. So it was like, okay, that was pretty unique, and
Hmm.
it showed more of the guards because typically you don't see a ton of the guards, but it showed that he has a lot of guards, including some of those. That was no dog. It was the other guys, the ones that kind of look like the biker guys, weren't they also helping?
I don't know.
I think so. I remember seeing the big fucking slow things that look like pigs.
Like,
I remember,
yeah.
yeah, but I remember seeing some other people fighting with them too, and I believe it's the same species as the biker gang. Not that it wasn't the biker gang; it was the same species as them. But
I feel it.
no, I mean that was a cool little scene just to show uh more of of the castle, which is his temple, whatever, his palace. There we go. But because that's been around since like the first movies,
Mhm.
so it's pretty interesting and I don't know, nice little fight scene or shooting scene or whatever. But I fucks with it.
Yeah, yeah. And this kind of, like we said, the episode kind of still just goes into more so him collecting the people for his team, shows you background
Mhm.
of how he got with Finnick. He gets Black Chrysanthemum on his side. And he gets kind of like some backstory on some of the powers that be that kind of oversaw the crime families that he oversees now by
Mhm.
taking Jabba the Hutt's place as the daimyo, I would say, of the place. What are they? Not what is it? Naboo? Tatooine?
Oh no, Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much episode 4. Did we miss anything in episode 4?
Just the last part when he was talking to those guys, the heads of the family, and telling them that
Oh yeah. Mhm.
they're going to be basically going to have an issue with the Pike because the Pike are they're pretty much challenging him, but they're not challenging everybody else. But he's trying to explain to them that the Pike don't work like that. When they set their eye on something, they eventually take over the whole thing.
Right, and they murder and
And
shit until they get it.
yeah, so he was trying to get everybody on the side, but they're like, oh, we benefit from the spice trade and shit like that, so they didn't want to help out. And yeah, that's when the one guy was like, well, what if we just kill you? All right, turn on you. Well, what's stopping us from turning on you and just killing you? And that's when the Rancor, does a little
Reached
thing where
up.
she reaches up and scares the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett just feeds it on the table like a fucking dog.
Yeah, and he says basically, it's like, if you're not gonna agree with what I'm saying and go to war with us, if they come to you asking to fight, give me that same courtesy and stay out of it.
Stay
And
neutral,
don't betray me, because he will. I got this rancor under here. You get thrown in that pit one time, and it kind of like those dog looking people are kind of reluctant. I don't know if everybody's scared of the Pikes, and everybody's still kind of questioning Boba Fett's power and his dominance. But in episode 5, somebody comes to help that I think will even the playing field. But we have to go to commercial real quick. Me and AKA will be right back to talk about Boba Fett episode 5. I hope that was a clean wrap up for you guys. Episode 4. Episode 4 kind of just tied up a lot of the flashbacks. And as we talked about, he is 100% healed now. So maybe we'll see him do more stuff. He was getting worked a little bit. We saw him get beat up by Black Chrysanthemum, and
that first episode, he's getting his ass kicked. So
yeah, but now I think he's at 100%. And episode 5, like I said, we got some reinforcements coming in that I know you guys will love. Some nostalgia, some fan favorite. But we'll be right back. Talk about that. It's Best of Bias podcast. We talking about Book of Fett, the Book of Fett, chapter 4 and 5. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
I'm out of my element. The move that I make is elephant. These haters, they talking irrelevant. But I get no fucks. Like I'm celibate, nigga. You know that I'm out of my element. The move that I make is elephant. These haters, they talking irrelevant. But I get no fucks. Like I'm celibate.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Best of Bias podcast. We talking the Book of Fett. Hope you guys are following along. It's been a great season so far. We on episode 6 coming out this Wednesday, so we're trying to catch you guys up at episode 4 and 5. We just did episode 5. If you missed it, go back and listen before the commercial break. We just talked about the Gathering Storm. But we're back and talk about episode 5. Episode 5 was epic. We got a visit from one of our favorites. I'll let you talk about it. Let you intro the episode. Episode 5 was actually called, let me see. No, it's called The Return of the, and I'll pause there and I'll let you explain it.
yeah. This episode was literally just the first episode of Mandalorian season 3. Pretty much what it was.
Yeah, we got Mando. This episode is called The Return of the Mandalorian, chapter 5, The Return of the Mandalorian. I tried to give you guys a title without spoiling the surprise, but I couldn't, so I had to give you.
It was no way not to, because the whole episode is there's nothing that's Boba Fett in that episode.
Yeah.
At all.
Not at all.
It starts off great because it's like it parallels that first scene from Mando when he walks into that bar, and those guys are fucking with the other dude and kind of like start fucking with him. He pulls the dude through and chops him up with the door and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of has the same parallel where he walks through and everybody's looking at him. I think he even used one of the lines from that episode where he was like, I can either take you in cold or warm or whatever, something like that.
He said warm, or I can take you in cold.
Yeah, something like that. So it's kind of the same thing, but it was a nice, really nice scene because it was a fight scene that it's always good to have a good fight scene, and they do a really good job of fight scene here. Fun fact: the fight coordinator for Mandalorian actually is from San Jose. I don't know if you know that.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a black dude named Lateef Crowder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He looks exactly like Eddie Gordo.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I saw him in a movie before, actually.
Yeah, he's been in a couple things, but he's actually, whenever you see the Mandalorian doing like hand-to-hand combat, that's who it is.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You got to throw his picture up right there. Shout out.
Oh yeah, for sure. But So it had a really nice fight scene, and it also showed him fighting with the black saber for the first time, which is very iconic because that's what we want to see.
Exactly.
But then they bring in new like lore and like stuff that we didn't know about the dark saber, like the fact that when he's fighting with it, see how he's like throwing it and like logging it like just like swinging it around like it's too heavy
Yeah,
because
it gets heavy. Hmm.
yeah, and you find out later on why that is because if you watch any of the old Clone Wars back when I can't remember the guy's first name, but he was one of the Vizslas. The first time you actually see the dark saber uh, on Clone Wars cartoon, that guy was swinging it around fighting against what's his name again? Fuck. The dude who killed uh how the fuck can't I think of his name? Darth
Darth
Maul.
Maul.
God damn,
Yeah.
Darth Maul. Yeah. I was gonna go into details, but I was like, his name was coming up. So, but he was fighting against Darth Maul, and we all know Darth Maul is a badass, so he was swinging it pretty good. So they kind of break into why that is later on when he talks to somebody he's looking for. But anyways, in the beginning scene, he's basically trying to get a bounty from this mafioso dog face dude with a bunch of those are some weird looking fucking aliens too.
Yeah, and with the piercings in their head, like what the fuck is going on?
I was like, I don't know who designed those, but those, I mean, they look like something from like a Fifth Element movie. I don't know, some shit like that. But he goes inside of there, and I like the way they like the back and forth with the guy. He's like, he thinks he's a shit, doesn't realize who he's fucking with. Cause what this reminded me of? Actually, I was thinking about it. Fucking because he tells everybody that one part where he's like, before we start, is anyone gonna leave? It's just
Oh
like
yeah.
that, just like that fucking Captain America scene
Hmm.
from Winter Soldier where he
Anybody
goes,
want to get out?
yeah, the
Yeah.
elevator scene, yeah. But nobody listened.
Yeah.
They all got their asses kicked in,
Yeah. He tried to
and
act
this,
like it wasn't him, and he pulled out the little projector with his face on it. This ain't you.
yeah,
Pretty much, he was
this
like,
doesn't
damn.
even look like me.
But shit, in that
But
fighting scene when his boy stepped up, he chopped somebody in half when he chopped him through the table.
oh yeah, he
I
was
didn't think they
fucking
were gonna
shit
show
up.
that in this, since it's on Disney Plus and stuff. But I like how they showed him get chopped in half. Pretty
Yeah,
dope. Yeah,
I guess with the lightsaber, it ain't gotta be
it's kind of
bloody
hard
because
too. Yeah, it just severs the blood or carrots the blood.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight scene. I liked it, and
Hmm.
I liked the way when he actually hurt himself because it was heavy and it like it landed on his hip until he hurt himself with his own weapon.
Yeah.
So when he was leaving out, he used a nice little tactic to get everybody not to fight him and explain to him that hey, I ain't got nothing against y'all. I just want your boss. He's dead. It's a bunch of money back there that don't belong to me. Y'all should have it if y'all want it.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, I feel that too. And I like the way that they show how the Beskar armor, he
Hmm.
be getting hella shot. And this bounces off, just pew 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 pew. He
Yeah.
doesn't even try to avoid it at all. He just stands there and takes the shots. Just bow, 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 bow. It's just
That's why,
wild.
yeah, that's why it always killed me about that because it's not like they never made the armor everywhere on him. It's actually in very small areas of him.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like if somebody just decided to shoot or accidentally shot in an area where it wasn't any fucking armor, he would get fucked up. So
yeah, yeah. It's
that's always
interesting.
a funny dynamic, but yeah, it's still interesting. It's still maybe they can like bring that in later on that they have like a spidey sense, so they know if the shot's going towards their armor or not. I don't know,
I
but
also find it weird that he was walking with a hurt leg when he has a jetpack.
yeah, that is true.
Especially if he wasn't going that far, he could just just flew a little distance and just got to where he was going. Because he was actually collecting that bounty to find the armor so he can get some. What was he trying to find him for exactly? Just to
Shoot,
tell him about the dark
well,
saber.
no, to get back with the whole shoot, he was trying to get back with his group.
Oh, just get back with the
Yeah,
other Mandalorians.
yeah, because
Hmm.
he finished his mission. He
Yeah.
got Grogu to his people,
Hmm.
so he was trying to get back connected with the squad since most of them got killed.
Hmm.
Um, and then that's when she asked somebody, what's his name, Paz Vizsla, who was the big motherfucker from the first season 1 of
Hmm.
Mando, to patch him up when he actually gets there. And it's funny because like I don't know who those people were he was talking to who was giving the information. That was a weird scene where they kept asking
Yeah,
him to sit down. They were like insisting that he sit down.
yeah,
Yeah, he wouldn't do it, and then he like put that head on the table or some shit. But
yeah. He's like, I'll keep the bounty. Y'all, you can keep the money if you just give me the information. And they were not fucking with him at first, but yeah, and they ended up telling him what he needed to know, and then he meets the
yeah,
armor. Yeah, it
yeah,
was kind of sketchy. I don't really know what that was about.
it was. But then when he's getting healed up by Paz Vizsla, who's the big dude, that's when she asks what kind of weapon he'll caused that wound,
Hmm.
and he pulls out the dark saber, and it shows him passing it in front of Paz Vizsla's face. And if you know anything about the lore of Star Wars, Paz Vizsla is I guess a descendant of I want to say Tar Vizsla, but I can't fucking remember their names. There's two of them. One of them, a thousand years prior to this time period, was a Mandalorian, the only Mandalorian slash Jedi,
Hmm.
and he's the one that created the dark saber, which is I would like to see that again. That's dope as fuck, to be honest. If they make it where the Mando has fucking force abilities out of nowhere, I'll
Oh,
be
he'll be the
fucking
most OP character
juiced.
of all time.
Damn.
Of all time.
But that's pretty much where it started off. And if you notice, his name was Vizsla, and then I think the other guy, I might be saying his name might be Tar Vizsla, I don't remember, but he's the one from Clone Wars that fought against um Darth Maul, and he was, I guess, like I don't know if he was a grandparent or a great uncle or something to this big character now in Mandalorian, Paz Vizsla. So
Hmm.
when he saw the dark saber, it instantly he was like, that's his family's fucking right to heritage or whatever it is. I guess it's what he's thinking. Like his rightfully belongs to him. So as that goes on, he gets healed, and then
But the thing
the man,
behind it though is like you can only wield it if you win it in combat. And the
well,
Mandalorian won it in combat from Mass Gideon.
yeah, Moff Gideon, yeah.
Moff
Well,
Gideon
actually, there's a little bit more behind that. That's actually true. So if you
and Bo
watch
Katan or some shit.
if you watch Rebels, which I don't know if you ever watched that, but Star Wars Rebels, which is actually pretty good. You actually should watch it, to be honest, because
I've
pretty soon
I started Rebels. I've
you
definitely
should
started Rebels.
watch that, because pretty soon we're gonna get Ahsoka, which
Hmm.
is pretty much a continuation of Rebels.
Hmm.
It's because if you watch Rebels, where it ends off, that's where you last see Ahsoka, and that's pretty much after that when we see her in Mando.
Hmm.
And then, but at the end of that, she was going to go try and find somebody. So there's another Mandalorian that's in that. Her name is, I forgot her name is, but she's actually going to be in the Ahsoka show.
Bo
And
Katan, you talking
she,
about? Or
no,
the
no,
one
no,
that
no, no.
spray paints the armor?
Yeah, Sabine, something like
Yeah.
that. Sabine,
Hmm.
I think her name is Sabine Wren. Um, she's going to be in that, but uh, yeah, she straight paints armor, but that I wonder if they're gonna bring in this one thing she used. She actually created this machine that turns their armor into like a death trap on them. It actually like makes the armor burn their body in ash.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weapon that was used in like a war. I guess their wars against them to keep the Mandos in check. But it is really crazy. But I
And it
forgot
would
what I was
work
going.
only against them too. That's interesting.
Yeah, whoever has their armor,
Yeah.
yellow, hella fucked up. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, in Rebels, Sabine, that one who was a Mando, she actually ended up getting the dark saber
Hmm.
and handed it over to Bo-Katan.
Hmm.
She gave it to her. They didn't
They
fight for
didn't
it,
fight. Yeah.
and that's why the armor doesn't like Bo-Katan, because I think after that was when the Great Purge happened that fucked up their whole planet and made their planet turn to glass or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I think it bombed their planet and turned it into glass. Is what it was, and destroyed the rest of the Mandalorian planet, which
Hmm.
that's what dispersed everything. And she blames it on Bo-Katan because she believes it was because she got that dark saber without battle.
The wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what her issue is with her. And
Right.
that's why that would also make sense of why if Bo-Katan before you see her taking it from Sabine, no problem. And now when Mando tries to give it to her, she don't even lift the finger. She just looks at it
Yeah.
like nah.
You ain't doing that
So
shit again. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
No, yeah,
So
I feel that. I feel that. And also, what was it? I forgot exactly. Oh yeah, also whoever wields it is supposed to be the ruler of the Mandalorians.
Mhm.
They did mention that Mando is from a disgraced clan. Did they mention that? Or am I
Yeah,
tripping?
so the guy that I was talking, actually, Bo-Katan was actually part of that clan, actually. The dude I was saying, who I think his name was, I want to say Tar Vizsla, and he was the one. He was from Clone Wars,
Mhm.
and he had a separate sect of Mandalorians that broke off. I think they called the Dark Watch. And the weird, because if you watch it, they don't have that whole code where they gotta have their helmet on,
Mhm.
but they have the same symbol as the people who saved Mando when he was a kid. If you see
Right.
people those Mandalorians who come down to save him, they have the same symbols.
Mhm.
But the thing about them was they actually were at one point ruled by Darth Maul. So, but yeah, because Darth Maul killed that dude and took over, and
Mhm.
that dude was, of course, that one dude, Paz Vizsla's our great uncle or whatever he was. But that's why they call him a disgrace, group of Mandos, because they actually they were against whatever peace that the current ruler of Mandalorian, which is actually um, Obi-Wan Kenobi's girlfriend, kind of, because Jedi can't have
Padme.
girlfriends. No, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, you said Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought you said
Yeah,
Anakin.
not Anakin now.
Obi-Wan. I don't know
So
who's his girlfriend.
you never saw her. She was actually the sister of Bo-Katan,
Oh.
and she was the ruler of Mandalore.
Mm.
Mandalore. She was like, the Bo-Katan is royalty. She's
Mhm.
like, that's why she's supposed to. She wants to be the ruler because her family comes from that. But she disagreed with her sister and went with Tar Vizsla to that sect, the Dark Watch, which is where the Mando was actually from.
Mhm.
But I think but then after that she ended up splitting away from it, especially when Darth Maul took over. So
I feel that.
that's why she's no longer with that set. So yeah. But
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out where in like that, I would say that right there would be like a 30-ish, 30 something plus year time period that they adopt this whole keep your mask on all times. Because they never had that in in the cartoon. So
Right, and that's pretty much why Mandalorian lost the fight. Actually, he won the fight for the dark
hmm
saber when he challenged when
but
Paz Vizsla, what else was his name?
yeah, Paz
Yeah,
Vizsla.
when he challenged Mandalorian for it, but the armor asked him if he's taking off his mask, and he was like,
hmm
"Yeah, he's taking it off." So he was kind of disgraced, and he was
hmm
disgraced from the clan. And she said the only way for him to redeem himself, he has to drench himself in the waters of some well that was destroyed hella years ago. And then she was
Yeah.
like, "Well, this is the way. So the only way you can redeem yourself is to do this." But before that, that spear that he got, that was to be able
Oh,
to, deflect lightsabers and shit.
so
Um,
they did good with that, because
right.
I was mad at what she did. You
Yeah, he was
know.
like, "Yeah, you got to destroy the spear because it can be used against us,
hmm
because it's what it can pierce our armor." You know what I
hmm
mean? So rather than have this weapon out in the world that can actually kill us, we should melt it down and use it for something to make armor. And he decides to make something for Grogu, so that means he's gonna go see Grogu again. But I don't know. They didn't show what he made. They melted that big ass spear down into something
No,
super little.
like little chain mills.
Oh, okay.
Remember, she made little chain links. So I think whatever
Hmm.
it's gonna be like some kind of chain mill.
That's dope.
I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah.
So we'll see what
But
that's gonna be. But after all that,
they,
yeah,
I think she be jacking his ass, because every time he be coming, he be bringing hella fucking metal, and then she just be making like, like as much metal as he brings, the amount of shit she makes for
he
him,
made
there
a
should be a
shoulder
lot of,
pad.
yeah, a lot of shit left over. Like he brought the remember when he first got Grogu and he brought all the fucking any winnings from that, it was a shit ton of that metal, and that's when
Yeah,
he got the armor.
yeah,
I think like one of those things would have made the armor. That means
yeah,
the payment was the other one. And in this case, like he has that big ass fucking spear and he makes this little bitty bag full of
yeah,
like armor. It's like she just jacked you for the rest of that fucking, he just let her jack him.
yeah. It's crazy. She be keeping that shit in the tuck for whenever they need weapons. But yeah, after that, he gets in. I don't know how he gets back to that little planet where that mechanic is, because he doesn't have a ship. Oh, he took a like a train type thing. He had to take off all his weapons and shit. He couldn't
That's right,
travel
yeah.
with it. Yeah, he had to put out like this weird ass train. And he goes back to the lady we saw in season 2 of Mandalorian that was had all the droids, and shit, and was building stuff for him, and was a little mechanic. And I guess she promised him a replacement plane or a ship or something like that.
She said a replacement Seacrest, which is
Yeah.
the I think that's what it's called, right? The Seacrest or
Yeah, something like that.
something like that, yeah. But yeah, what she got him was something different.
Way different.
But
Her name was
I don't know how
Pelimoto.
Pelimoto. I don't know how I feel about this new his new jet. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
kind of weird.
Yeah, because like the I don't think it's called the Seacrest or something like that though. Okay, I'm fucking up right now, but that one was like you like we were talking about. You can walk around in it. You can probably sleep at. There's a place to sleep at.
Yeah,
You
no, that one you
know,
ain't doing shit.
this one, yeah, all he had. But the thing you notice is they pointed out the place for the droid. She's like, oh yeah, I bore it out. It's I know how your disc I can't say the word, but his issue with droids, he don't
Yeah.
like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, is that like indication, or is that like a tease at him possibly getting Grogu back?
And putting them in.
Yeah,
No.
having a little section in the back for him, but I
That would
don't
be
know.
sick as fuck to have him part of the
Yeah,
army as a little
yeah,
Jedi after training with Luke. That'd be dope.
yeah. I want them to have Luke. They fuck. That's the thing is, so I'm assuming that this next episode is gonna have him going because he said that's him to do first before at the end after he finishes. Now, mind you, before we get into that, the jet. We can get into them fixing that up. It was a long ass montage of them fixing it up, and then she also explained how she gets the parts, how they get the what the fuck do they call them again? The little dudes. Fuck, I can't remember their names. The eyes.
Yeah.
Which she said she dated one of them.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Very furry. Very
Yeah.
furry. That shit was hella
But
weird.
they,
And one of them
like,
asked if he would ever date one again. It asked her, and she's like, "Nah."
It
I'm
asked
not
her.
gonna- Yeah. That shit was hella funny. Nice try, buddy. That shit was hella funny.
But yeah, they were explaining how they can get anything, and he's like, "How did they get them?" I don't know. I don't ask. It's just like they just get it. So they were he made like a list of stuff to get, but they just were stealing shit from people.
Yeah.
So
He's like, "How did they get this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, while they were stopped, they got under the thing and stole it real quick." Like, damn. How did they get this?
Hey, them motherfuckers are real good in the hood.
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah,
But,
it was crazy how they were building it though, because at first it looked like a piece of junk, but after time, that shit looked crispy as hell. They put like a super
not
engine.
crispy. It still has some shit.
Well, it looked like super chrome, opposed to it was like falling apart, hella orange, rusty. And at the end, when they're done with it, it's super chrome, looking kind of cool. They put a weird ass engine on it though, like a super fast engine on a small ass plane.
Yeah.
So that shit was zooming around when he took that test flight. That shit was clean.
And then they had those rebels, which I think they're gonna make a show about that too. So I think originally they're supposed to have what was the girl's name again? The one that was in the Mandalorian season 1 and 2, but I guess she's not gonna be in the show anymore because
I don't know her name.
I forgot the one who used to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
She had some political post she put up that I guess people over at Disney didn't like, and they canned her for it. I don't remember what it was, but I was kind of sad about that because I like seeing her on screen. But I think she was supposed to be part of it because if you remember in season 2, they gave her that little badge and she said she's going to join the Republican like police or whatever.
Yeah.
So those two guys that were up there talking to him, I think gonna be inside on that show. I think it's gonna be revolving around them, maybe some other people. I don't know who's gonna be the main star of that show, but they're definitely developing that show. So it's a nice little like them just kind of like just showing a little bit of a trailer for that, I guess, in a way. They keep doing that. But then I also like the way the guy was like recognized his voice and was asking him if he was, involved in that shit where pretty much which one was it? The one where his ship got blown up, where he met Boba Fett. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was asking him about that, and he was like, "Nah, it wasn't me." He always denies every time that guy asks him about like if it's him.
Yeah.
Nah, it wasn't me. Even though he never tried to take the credit for it ever. So that was pretty dope.
And then he just took off. Boom.
He took off like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, are we gonna report this? He's like, you want to go back and do a report about this?
Yeah. I'm like, nah. And that's when he lands back on the planet and lets her know that He's he likes it better than the Seacrest or whatever.
It's
And then
fast. I think it's just
yeah,
fast as fuck.
yeah, it's just hella fast. And yeah, he said nobody will be able to catch him or keep him on the tracker. So and he can drive hella fast without warp speed. Like that shit can just move. So
Yeah.
it's beneficial for him to get in and out of places sneakily like he likes to do. So when he lands back at Perimoto, whatever her name is, her place, that's when Finnick pulls up and lets her know that Boba Fett is only tied to the Boba Fett show. There's
Only,
no Boba
right?
Fett. There's no Boba Fett in this whole episode. But yeah, Finnick pops up and says that Boba Fett needs a favor, and he's like, "Whatever you need." He's like, "He needs you for our army. He'll do it free of charge." And he comes and says he has to do something first, and that's where it kind of implies that he may go see Grogu and bring him to the battle as well. We got Black Chrysanthemum already. We got the biker gang already. We got the orcs already. We got Finnick, and now we add Mando and maybe Grogu. So this army could be pretty big if
Maybe
they go
Luke.
fight. And maybe Luke, whatever
Right.
Jedis they have left at the academy, come back. Maybe Ahsoka pops up and they can fight the Pikes. And
Ooh, that'd be dope.
revive Tatooine, and maybe he can be, the leader that they need to change the shit around. You know what I mean? This episode was epic.
They need to get Sebastian Stan to play Luke. The
Really?
dude, Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
They keep bullshitting.
that's a lot of crossover though. He'll be doing some double time on Disney Plus.
No, but he looked just like fucking Luke. So yeah,
I feel it.
why not? It
Yeah,
makes no
I guess
sense
so.
not to use him.
Yeah, I feel it. He probably wouldn't say no.
He said that he would do it only if he got Mark Hamill's blessing. And
Mhm.
Mark Hamill has one of those weird responses like I have no power over at Lucas Corp and whatnot, so I wouldn't be the person to go to. But he's not asking for your approval. He's asking for your like blessing.
Blessing, like
Yeah.
it's not like legal shit. He's just asking you to. Yeah, it's crazy. But that kind of brings us to the end of the show. Next episode comes out today. Well, if you stay up till 12, like I know you're going to watch it, you'll see it today.
I'm gonna be at work. So.
Oh yeah, necessarily tomorrow. So whatever. We'll check it out. We've been surprised with the cameo. My friend told me like there's gonna be a surprise cameo in this episode. I didn't know it was gonna be like from the goddamn beginning. You can't even. Yeah, so they're doing a good job of hiding the titles of these last couple of episodes on IMDb and stuff. So maybe it will be one of the episodes he goes back and sees Grogu, because they're maybe the title gives away what's gonna happen in the episode. But we'll wait and see. This is the part of the episode. Is there anything else you want to talk about the episode before we get up out of here?
Nah, I want to see. I really want to see if he goes to see Luke and him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grogu, but I want to see Luke. I want to see if this is like maybe the start of Luke starting up his little Jedi, group or whatever, because how it's supposedly that goes where he has it going, but then eventually his nephew fucks everything up. So yeah, I want to see if they have like the start of that. And apparently Grogu is like
young Kylo Ren.
Yeah, but Grogu is technically like his first or second student, because I think his first student would have been his sister. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just looking forward to the next episode. To me, it was a good episode. It had like a lot of callback to stuff from Clone Wars, and it's just a good little episode that gives you a parallel to the Mando, and kind of gives you a glimpse of what's going to be coming for the next season, which I'm really looking forward to.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Before we get up out of here, speaking of the next show, we're probably going to be reviewing March 30th. We got Moon Knight. So you guys prepare yourselves for that. Moon Knight is coming out real soon. Very excited for that. New trailers dropped. If you haven't seen those trailers, go ahead and watch those and get excited, because we will be reviewing that. She-Hulk comes out this summer. Miss Marvel comes out this summer. So there's a lot of stuff we're going to keep reviewing it up. But for now, it's episode 4 and 5 for you. We'll get episode 6 to you next week, Friday, with some pop culture as well. You know what I mean? We just had to get this in there for you. This is the part of the episode I like to let them know where to find you at, aka where do they find you?
Find me at AKA Young on Instagram.
Keo Young on Instagram. He don't even know his own. You don't even know his own Instagram.
I never do. I keep fucking. I think this is like every episode too. I don't know shit. But yeah, it's a Keo Young, my bad. AKA Young. And I mean, if you look If you look up Pretty Ugly, I think it's Ugly with an I.
Mhm.
Yeah, you look that up on Spotify and that shit. I think you'll get my album with my brother. So yeah,
Check
it's
that
called
out.
Said and Done. It has
PC said
six.
and done.
Yeah, pretty good album.
Pretty good. It's fire. Go check that shit out.
EP
Download, spread
EP.
that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody about it. Get that real music back out there because a lot of that mumble rap is cool, but get the real lyrics back out there. You know what I'm saying? You know where to find your boy. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snappy chat. If you're looking for the podcast, it's Best of Bias Podcast on the Instagram. The website's still under construction. I'm trying to get a new website out so I can get you guys. I'm gonna get the merch, merch store in there, and the link to the social media and all that going as well. That's under maintenance right now, but I am getting the new hats in coming real soon. Getting the hard eyes. You see the bears here. He gonna have a beanie with the hard eyes on there. I'll show you guys as soon as the patches come in. I'm trying to get them in for Valentine's Day, so you can get that Valentine's Day hat, bucket hat, dad hat, beanie, anything you want for your significant other for that Valentine's Day, man, because it's coming real soon. If you ain't got no significant other, buy yourself a hat too. I'm trying to get it all in the merch store, and it all will be there. If you're looking for the podcast on YouTube, Best of Bias Podcast, we got a bunch of videos. I think it's like 56 videos now of everything that we've done so far. Don't forget, the Best of Bias Podcast is where you can find episodes 1 through 98. Best of Bias Podcast is where you find episode 99 through 101, which will be there right now. Download both, subscribe to both, subscribe to the YouTube, like, and hit that little bell so you know when we drop videos, and you'll get notifications every time. But as of now, it's the end of the episode, aka it's been a blast. We'll be back next week to talk about more Book of Fett, Disney Plus, Disney Plus and Star Wars' Book of Fett. We will be back. But for now, get the hell up out of my studio. Get the hell up out of my shit. I'm just playing. Yeah, I'll be back next time. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. Love all y'all. Love all y'all. Keep coming back. And where's my theme song at? It's right here, y'all. Duh. We out.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.